Hi, it's time for real estate market update. Today, I want to share with you the most recent real estate market trend in Silicon Valley. First, as what we usually do, start by looking at broad market performance. Stock market is still going very strong. As you can see, S&P gained over 7% during August, and it was the best August return since 1986. NASDAQ composite continued to grow. Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Alphabet, and Microsoft are making up more than 20% of S&P 500 market capitalization. So when market goes up, that's because all these companies' stock goes higher. That actually benefit a lot of people working here. And each of these companies had very strong returns in August. And especially Facebook and Apple in August has really strong performance. So a lot of people here in Silicon Valley working at these companies, including many of my clients, see their net worth increase on their stock statement, at least in August, which help to not only increase their wealth, but also boost the confidence of a lot of people working here. So that's on the stock market side. Job status, overall U.S. unemployment rate gets better in August. However, California state unemployment has been worsening for the past 2 weeks. However, if you look deeper, the unemployment rate in San Jose, Sunnyvale, Santa Clara area is actually improving compared with a month ago. So that's where we are right now in terms of the job market. And one thing that's very interesting is Redfin data just recently pointed out that 55% of the Redfin offers for homes having the bidding wars in August, and the competition is picking up. And San Jose, San Francisco area was actually one of the most competitive markets in August. That sees about 2/3, 65% offers facing bidding wars. And the houses that's getting most attention are houses, have large backyards and has separate office and a quiet place for the kids to do schoolwork. And if it's a single family house priced between $950,000 to $1.5 million, with this kind of features, it has to attract a lot of buyers and could end up with 15 to 20 offers. And also home priced between $600,000 to $800,000, also very competitive in August, because that's very affordable. Even you rent a house, by just paying the rent, it's probably better off to buy in this price range. And in August, over 58% of offers for these homes had received the bidding wars. And after that, it's closely followed by homes priced between $1 million and $1.5 million. Out of that price range, 58.2% had bidding wars. And more than half of the homes in all price ranges below 1.5 have bidding wars. So as you can see, single family house under 1.5 is right now most of people want and get the most attention and competition. So I mentioned a few about home feature, houses that tends to attract a lot of buyers and have bidding wars. So just to summarize the desired home features, basically nowadays buyers would like to have 2 home offices. So because, 2 people both working from home, right? And they would also have to have a learning center for kids, because kids has to go to online classes. And, if a house has a playrooms and a pool, that's getting more popular. Used to be, we don't like pool because you have to maintain, but given we all stay at home, it's a good place for family to hang around and also for kids to have some entertainment. So larger homes getting more popular right now, and extra storage, extra space are also, that's what people are looking for. So Redfin data shows that sales of large homes that's in the range of 3,000 to 5,000 square feet were up over 21% year over year in July. The medium-sized home, that's about 1,500 to 3,000 square feet, only increased to 10%. And smaller homes, 300 to 1,500 square feet, it's only increased by 2.3% year over year. So average home size that's sold in the 4 weeks ending mid-August was about over 1,700. And that was larger than average home last year, because before pandemic, actually, the trend is going away from the large home. But COVID-19 forced lots of us working from home and forced the kids to study home. So suddenly the demand for larger home all comes back. And that's what you see from the new desired home feature list. So that's for the summary, and I want to bring more for the data part. So Santa Clara County new listings versus sold listings. Single family houses, new listings, as you can see in August, is continue at around 1161. And that's compared with 977 sold listings. That means the inventory is still building up. It's increasing, because if you don't consume all the houses that was on the market or newly listed, they tend to stay longer for the next period of time. So same for condo and a townhouse. Well, condo townhouse, actually you see the difference is bigger because you can see the listing, it's 547, but the sold one is only 322. And you notice that sold ones is decreasing, and same for single family house as well as townhouse. So that is what we see in Santa Clara County for August. And for San Mateo County is very similar in terms of the new listings versus the sold ones. You definitely see new listings is more, and sold ones is going a little bit slow down in August compared with July. So Santa Clara County month of inventory, here is the chart I've shown you since 2017, the inventory changed. The inventory was going slightly higher in August compared with July, but overall it's still at a lower side for the single family houses. The townhouse condo, on the other hand, as you can see, the inventory goes up a bit in August compared with July. That's for the condo and the townhouse. San Mateo is slightly different. San Mateo, you actually see single family house inventory goes higher compared with July. And on the other hand, the townhouse and condo, the inventory was a little bit leveling off. That's where you see here this line. So the sale price to list price ratio in Santa Clara County, it's for single family, it's still going higher. However, you do notice that days on the market on average is going longer as well. It was 19 days compared with July 17 days, while the sale price to listing price ratio goes a bit higher to 102%, and that was around a little bit over 1.1%. So you see prices going higher, but on the other hand, average, it takes a little bit longer for the single family house to stay on market. On townhouse and condo side is very different. Townhouse and condo side, you see the sales price for listing price actually going down slightly in August. It's a little bit over the listing price, but it's lower than on the 100.5% in July. And the days on the market stays about the same, 22 days, but it's, as you can see, much longer than the time you see in June, and also longer than single family house. San Mateo County, for single family house, the listing price to sales price goes higher, and also the days on the market a little bit longer compared with July. So very similar to the trends in Santa Clara County. Now the townhouse condo side for San Mateo County is actually going a little bit stronger compared with Santa Clara County. So in San Mateo County, condo and the townhouse listing price to sell price still going higher compared with a month ago. On the days to sell, average days to sell, it's 19 days, a little bit faster compared with those townhouse and condos in Santa Clara County. So here I compare side by side the active versus sold listings by price range in August. So that helps to see which price segment is actually doing well. So if you compare on the left side, it shows active. in terms of the number of listings, breakdown by price range. So for example, the houses that in the price range of 800K to 1 million, there are about 113 units that was active in August, while if you look at the sale number, that was 133. So this price range is actually selling very well for the single family house. And the same for the, the 1.2 to 1.4, as well as, the other price range. So this is a single family house chart. If you look at this one, you notice pretty much in all price segments, except for the one that's over 5 million and the one that's over 3 million to 5 million in the higher price range. And also 2 to 3 million. So these are the higher price range. You pretty much have more sales numbers compared with the active listing. That means the supply is lower than the demand. That's how it creates those bidding wars and push the price higher. But when it comes to higher price range, especially the ones that's over 3 million, you start to see supply was actually much higher than the demand in the single family house price segments. So let's look at deeper for the townhouse and the condo side. For the townhouse and condo side, the picture was very different from single family. So you notice that active listings in a lot of different price range is actually more than the sold ones. So the 600 to 800, that's about 185 active. And if you look at the sold one, that's only 90, which means half of the houses in this price range in Santa Clara County, if it's a condo and townhouse, it stays on the market. And if you look at other price segment, 800 to 1 million, similar situation. And you look at 400 to 600, it's very similar. So townhouse and condo, and these detailed numbers in different price segments, and also tells you it's more likely a supply higher than demand situation. Very different from single family house. San Mateo County, we do the same comparison. If you look at single family house by price range and active numbers versus sold numbers. So you notice that the single family houses in San Mateo, the sold numbers, it's it's a little bit less than the active numbers. For example, the 1.1 to 1.2, its active listing is 39, and sold one is 30, and 1.2 to 1.4, the active one is 79, while the sold one is 49. And for the 2 to 3 million, the higher price range, you see the active one is 115, and sold one is 77. So San Mateo County somehow overall is not as strong as Santa Clara County for the single family house. So I just go back to show you again, this is the single family in Santa Clara County that is different from where you can see here in San Mateo County. For San Mateo County townhouse and condo, the active number, if you look at price range 600 to 800K, it's about 55 active ones, but the sale number is only 33. The 800 to 1 million price range, 50 active, and sold is only 27 in August. These are the trend you can see that townhouse and condo is not doing very strong as well in San Mateo County. So just to summarize what I've shown you for August market, new listings still outpaced the sold listings. Inventory still very low, however, picked up a little in August compared with July. Houses take a longer time to sell, but the bright spot is single family house prices continue to grow and going higher. On the other hand, the townhouse and condo prices are kind of getting leveled off. And single family houses in Santa Clara County, less than 2 million, are really selling very well. And those are higher price range are getting slowed down. Townhouse and condo in both Santa Clara and San Mateo County, you see it has higher supply than demand and takes longer time to sell compared with single family house. And while on the other hand, the single family house in San Mateo County, so demand oversupply for over 1 million. On the other hand, under 1 million, the single family house has less demand. Well, there are actually not that many houses in San Mateo County, single family house that's under 1 million. So what to look out for in the future? First, the mortgage rate. One thing to let you guys know is that refinance rate tends to go higher probably after December because the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are about to charge the additional refinance fee. It's around 0.5% surcharge. And they announced back in August, and then we see the rate for refinance goes higher. So after that, they decided they're going to postpone implementing the fees until December 1st. So if your file is in refinance, or if you haven't started yet, you need to start ASAP, because as soon as that fee was kicked in, the lender is going to add on top of the interest rate. They are going to pass that additional fee to the consumer who's going to do the refinance. So you'll see that reflected in your interest rate if your rate has not been locked yet. Well, the purchase is still okay. These fees are only applied to refinance. And we start to, still seeing the mortgage application increased by about 2.9% from the week earlier. And purchase application is actually very strong, and purchase application were 40% higher than the same week last year. So purchase is still going strong, a lot of purchase application here. The next thing to look for is, I know a lot of my clients and probably other buyers as well is they trying to figure out how the election is going to have impact on the housing market. One thing you really want to watch out is the tax policies, because Democrats and Republicans has very different approach for tax. So if Biden is elected, he is likely to propose tax changes, and there could be some short-term threats for the market. For example, he's likely to raising the rates for those in the highest income bracket and bumping the corporate rate from 21% to 28%. We all know that here in our market, Silicon Valley, most of the people who's working for high-tech companies tends to be in this highest income bracket. So that is something might have impact on your net income. And another thing is that he is likely to replace in the lower capital gains. He's likely to replace the lower capital gains tax rates with the rule that realized gains will be taxed at higher ordinary income rates. Now, currently, the capital gains was taxed around 15%. It's very much lower compared with the ordinary income rates. If you're working at high tech, you're on the higher tax bracket, you're likely to see your ordinary income rates over 30%, sometimes 35%, even 40% here for lots of people. So capital gain is much lower. So if Biden is elected, there is a likelihood that the capital gain tax rates might go higher. So these are the things you want to watch out that could impact how you want to plan your assets allocation. Another thing is inflation. So far, the interest rate is very low. However, that is also meaning a lot of free money on the market. So August 27, Chairman of the Federal Reserve, Mr. Powell, announced that there is a significant shift in policy emphasized for the central bank. So previously, they basically say inflation, they want to manage to be no more than 2%. However, he explained that the Fed will now allow inflation to tick higher than it normally would be to support the economy. So if inflation goes higher, it could probably making the housing price goes higher because house is real assets, right? So if your paper money is devaluated, even the housing real value doesn't go higher just because of the devaluation of your paper money, your real assets could go higher in terms of its value. So that are the few things that's pretty big on the higher level that could have impact on the housing market here. So just keep watching how these changes and make adjustment of your decision to buy a house accordingly. So last but not least, there are some change on the rental market. So especially this new Tenant Relief Act that puts a lot of pressure on the landlord. So if you are thinking about renting your house out, or if you're debating whether you want to rent the house or whether you want to sell the house, you really need to be aware how this Tenant Relief Act could impact your decision. Because just to quickly summarize here, basically California enacted statewide protections for tenants banning evictions based on non-payment of rent between March and August 2020, and requiring tenants to only pay 25% of their rent between September 1st to January 31st next year to avoid court-ordered evictions, which means if your tenant does not pay any rent up until now since March, and they are only paying 25% from September to January 31st, it will be very hard for you to evict them. So I have this link here. There are very details in terms of Tenant Relief Act. I have this link here. There are a lot of procedures landlord to follow, and also the different treatment for high-income tenants. So if you want to, ask me more questions about that, let me know. Because the link here is actually only available for realtors to see. But I listen here anyway, just in case you want to discuss further, give me a call so I'll dive deeper into the details of each of the term here to give you further explanation on that part. So on our team, just quickly share with you, we still continue selling houses in August and closed quite a few, and also in contract quite a few. Of the one that's closed, we got really good results, multiple offers for all these houses, and some of them get like 9 offers, 11 offers. And on the condo side, we also have some that sold pretty well. We have all cash offer, we also have preemptive offers. So it's continued to sell very well by our team. So if you have any houses that you're thinking about selling, give us a ring and we will sit down and go over the details for you. If you have any questions, just email me or give me a phone call, and we will discuss further on your personal scenario. So that's all for this month's market update. I will see you next month for monthly update.